маленької.
Good afternoon, Ukraine. My name is Valeria Iona. I'm Deputy Minister of Digital Transformation for the issue of integration. And it's my pleasure to welcome you to an online event from the Ministry of Digital Transformation, which is named the Country of Entrepreneurs. It is named because we'll be talking today about a large-scale national project on development of the entrepreneurs, that's Diia.Business. We'll have three sections. We'll inform about the Diia.Business. And with that block, for the first time, we'll present to you three new products. Marketplace of financial products for entrepreneurs, the platform Impact Investment, and the platform of analytics of the Ukrainian business conditions. The second block will be devoted to the network of the support centers to Diia.Business, which is actively developed in Ukraine, already counts 11 centers Diia.Business. And third section will be devoted to a public institution. The first result also to the concept of the strategic development of the small and medium business for the next 4 years. Therefore, stay with us. We'll do everything possible for this conference to be of maximum possible useful for every of you. So, let's start our discussion. So, Diia.Business is a large program of development of the entrepreneurship. It has two components. The first component, one-stop shop for existing and future enterprises, which you can find business.gov.ua, and has over 20 free products and services absolutely for all who are interested in development of business. It'll be useful for those people who would like to start their own business, and directly for those entrepreneurs who would like to have a new stage in their development of their companies. And directly, this portal has been launched a year and a half ago. During the time, we have 1.5 million visitors. Over 30,000 personal offices established within the scope of this portal, and over 25. Speaking about some modules, which we are very proud about, I would like to note a model of free consultations, 65 different topics of consultations, which all businessmen can receive absolutely free at our platform. The topics are different, starting how to create a business strategy, how to create a financial plan of a company or marketing strategy, how to understand what is the targeted audience, how to internationalize our companies, what markets to enter, and more narrow, more specialized consultations, for example, how to cooperate particularly with the Estonian market or with the US market. What we are very pleased to note that we see that 90% of all users of our platform which have underwent at least one consultation, evaluated our consultation with the grade 5, which is the highest grade at our website. Over 70 consultants provide consultations around them. All consultations are practical and specific. A particular block at our platform, accessible for all, free online school for entrepreneurs, at which over 13 educational programs are placed, which will have how to master a new topic and how to improve knowledge on some particular areas. We have this. It is over 11,000 entrepreneurs already are students at our online school. And also another section, Experts Portal. It's part of the platform Diia.Business, where you can get consultations on experts, many help desks on how to bring your business to other markets, to the market of the US or other countries. Also, other useful function might be found with regards to testing, particular much information about studies, and many industries we are interested in. Or, for example, the information about trade missions on events and educational programs. Separately, we have a big section that's a map of infrastructure to support entrepreneurs. It was functioning in a form that you could, by means of smart filters, to find, organize, and support in business in your regions. But today, within the scope of our second block, we will inform how we have improved this block in the new version of Diia.Business 2.0. Another interest of you, 100 plus business ideas. It's a very useful piece of information, a very useful block which contains the following analytical material. First, that's the sum of investment needed for some businesses. Then the set of claims. And third, a test and a step-by-step roadmap, what's needed to be done by you directly to start your own business. We know that it's one of the most popular sections also at our platform. And if suddenly it turned out that you do not know about that, we invite you to be part of this platform and to learn and to study, to look for information at the platform Action Diia.Business. There are many other modules on which we won't focus attention, but instead I would like to move to the presentation of new products and services. And directly, the first new module about which I would like to inform marketplace of financial products. Till the present, Ukrainian entrepreneurs didn't have sufficient information about all existing financial opportunities in Ukraine. At the state level, there were no services that would provide information about the financial opportunities easily, quickly, and conveniently. Now we have changed that. We launch Marketplace of Financial Opportunities for Business. This is that place where entrepreneurs can choose for them necessary financial assistance, necessary financial programs of funding and through the marketplace directly apply to bank institution and other institutions. Bank institutions, national donors will be able to be part of marketplace and to offer their services and financial opportunities for business. So far, we have gathered over 60 financial programs and opportunities for business which are already accessible in the marketplace. Therefore, invited to the platform Market Diia to be familiarized with this information. Very soon, just in several weeks, additionally at Marketplace, there will be a separate function for entrepreneurs. These the smart filters, because of which one can choose the sum necessary for funding, the interest rate, the type of funding, and so on. And to make this search more convenient for you, there is now Marketplace in the form of beta, and just in a week you'll be able to use smart filters. In addition, I would like to draw your attention that we have gathered separately a huge block relating to the development of the financial literacy of entrepreneurs. And just now, in this block, one can read information about different financial tools, their differences, and also for whom and what tools are more fitting. It's a very good, useful tool which will indeed help small businesses to know better what financial programs are in existence and how to directly apply them. And also will ensure direct contacts directly with institutions which offer these programs. And accordingly, the preparation of this module, this service, won't be possible without our partners. It has become possible because of the support of the project for IFC, Financial Inclusion for Economic Growth in Ukraine, which is implemented in partnership with the State Secretariat on Economic Matters of SACO and the Fund of Efficient Governance, GDF from the UK. And me, with particular gratitude, would like to invite to the floor the person who was been with us with this idea for a lengthy period of time, with whom we were developing this concept, our partner, Mrs. Zarina Zanaeva, the Regional Director for Development of Digital Finance in Europe, in Central Asia, IFC. Zarina, we are expecting for you, and all watchers would like to see you, would like to thank you. If we would be a huge audience here offline, but for sure you will get this applause there from the screens. Thank you, Valeria.
Good afternoon. It's very nice to have this speech today. And I would like to thank you, our long-standing partner, Ministry of Digital Transformation and the whole team of the digital transformation, which is days and nights is thinking how to improve the lives of SMEs and the businesses. And we, as the International Financial Corporation, which is part of the World Bank Group, we are thinking how to support further the development of the private sector. And definitely SME is one of small and medium businesses, entrepreneurs, and financial sector are the key focus of our activity here in Ukraine. Why we decided to support our partners in developing this marketplace, colleagues? The main reason is the following. Small and medium business is responsible for employing 81% of Ukrainians in the country and is contributing into 65% of total sales and economic turnover in the country. And in the meantime, we see that still in the portfolio of financial sector, only 33% of total portfolio, lending portfolio, is allocated to SMEs. So the remaining part is allocated to larger companies. So we thought how to support SMEs with access to finance, because your SME really need working capital. So that's why we use this opportunity to collaborate with Ministry of Digital Transformation and with agency to build this marketplace, which is supposed to become the platform where any single entrepreneur can come and see what kind of product, financial product he can benefit from. What kind of institution he wants to work with, and how and where he can take the loan and use it for increasing its work capital. So we really believe that this marketplace, as soon as it will go to production, will help all of you living in such large and unique country like Ukraine, to grow your business, to employ new people in your businesses, to expand your services and expand your production, and definitely benefit from your growth. We really believe that our partners, Ministry of Digital Transformation, will make this marketplace as much useful, easy to use, and useful for your daily needs in access to finance. Thank you so much, colleagues. We will be looking for the results of the usage of this marketplace, and we are happy to further support our partners. Thanks.
Дуже дякую, Заріна.
Thanks a lot, Zarina, for your support. And we come back. I'll remind the marketplace of financial products is accessible. Action Business.com UA, Gov.ua, and you can be familiarized with all financial programs available there. And that's in a week we can see just already adjustments of smart filters, which will facilitate your access to the way how to improve it. And we move to the second module, analysis model, which we commence at our platform, the analytics of the conditions of the Ukrainian business based on the open data. We have prepared a short video to demonstrate how it looks like. In Ukraine, there were no online free services available to get quickly analytics. What is thinking about Ukraine business in the real time? And because of that, the state was not able to have operative information about the real condition of the entrepreneurship. Because of that, we are in the process of creating such an innovative service for for evaluating the conditions of the Ukrainian business on the basis of the open data. This tool will be useful for entrepreneurs, for the staff of central and regional authorities which shape the policy for entrepreneurship, for legal consultants, for the international assistance projects, for investors. And already next December, this tool will allow to learn a lot of useful information. For example, how many entrepreneurs are functioning in different regions, in some time spans which are interested in particular industries you are interested. This tool will provide an opportunity for you to compare regions of Ukraine from the point of view of the number of entrepreneurs, popular areas of activities, and other indicators. Also, one can use this service in order to understand how often the public authorities inspect entrepreneurs and by regions and by sectors. Recently, there will be a lot of information that is presented as commerce, exports, licensing, purchasing, and other areas of economy. All what is necessary to enter into the section analytics, business action, gov.ua, aim to find very clear information just with several clicks by means of smart filters. We are very lucky that now Ukrainian entrepreneurs will have an opportunity to do that. We'll have an opportunity to use fully these services next December. Therefore, we would like to use this opportunity, and under the word us, we mean the entire team of the Ministry of the Digital Transformation and the Diia project team, which helped us, and all partners that helped to implement it. USAID, Competitive Economy of Ukraine. This program supports small and medium-sized enterprises to enhance their competitiveness in the domestic market of Ukraine and international markets, assists in developing the simplified and transparent business climate, and also ensures the Ukrainian companies for the opportunities to use the advantages of their international commerce. And it's my great pleasure to give the floor to our strategic partner, who support us with many initiatives and with many projects relating to development of small and medium enterprises, startups, entrepreneurial education, and another huge number. Mr. Anderson, USAID representative. David, we're waiting for you. I would love to give the floor. It will be your floor for several minutes.
Thank you for joining this event this afternoon. As many of you already know, the Competitive Economy Program is a 5-year project funded by the U.S. Agency for International Development. The objective of the Competitive Economy Program, as Valeria already said, is to increase the competitiveness of startups and SMEs domestically, as well as to increase the competitiveness of Ukrainian products and services in foreign markets. We're doing this holistically through 5 separate components: to improve the business enabling environment, to support emerging industries such as technology, to promote exports, to facilitate trade and customs reforms. In addition, we're creating opportunities for women-owned businesses, and we're enhancing transparency and accountability across all of our activities. This is an opportunity today to talk about to showcase the data dashboard, which we think is absolutely critical to enhancing transparency and accountability in Ukraine. Why is the data dashboard so important? As a technological tool, it sounds great. But what makes technology truly useful and truly wonderful is when it has the data. And this is what we're doing, and this is what the Competitive Economy Program is dedicated to. Openness of data, transparency of data, data sharing across all the government, improve public services to business based on data that's available from the government. Better decision-making, even improve laws and regulations based on data, based on free access to information. We're very privileged and honored to be able to partner with the Ministry of Digital Transformation on this activity. We are also been working with the Ministry of Digital Transformation on a number of other activities, such as through Diia Space. We're helping to promote the advantages of Diia City through its public information service. We're working with Diia.Business to promote the On Frontiers, which makes free and expert advice available to qualified SMEs. Through the Entrepreneurship and Expert Promotion Office, we're making market intelligence available to businesses. We've supported more than 300 SMEs to date with this service. We've even partnered with other ministries, such as the Ministry of Economy, on development of a new trade defense platform. These are all examples of how we're trying to work with the government to make more abundant, free access to data available. Why is this important to business? Because business abhors a vacuum. Business needs certainty. Business needs to know when, where, how to invest, where the partnerships are, and what services are available through the government to help the business to grow. Such access to information makes Ukraine more investor-friendly and makes it more conducive and welcoming for entrepreneurs. And that makes a more dynamic economy. And that is what Ministry of Digital Transformation, that's what projects like the Competitive Economy Program are dedicated to. So we thank you, Ministry of Digital Transformation, for your partnership. We thank all of you as we work together to increase Ukraine's competitiveness and to make Ukraine a country of entrepreneurs. Thank you very much.
Дуже дякуємо, Девіде, за ваш виступ.
Thank you very much, David, for your speech and for your constant support of all the initiatives related to the development of SME. And we continue our marathon, I can call it this way, marathon of new products within the framework of the Diia.Business, and we are not going to stop at that. When we are talking about the analysis and the analytics of the status of the Ukrainian entrepreneurship, I would like to emphasize that this module is going to be launched in December this year, but even today you can find it in our portal, some of the information available, and you can become the subscribers, and then to become a complete subscriber when it is launched, and you can actually use all the data which you will find in this new service. Now I'd like to present to you another new product, which is called Platform to Attract Impact Investments. I would like to draw attention to the screens. I'm going to show a short video platform for attracting the impact investments. Would be interesting for those businessmen who are carrying out their business for the sustainable development of and with the help of this portal information, you can assess how much your company or you yourself are prepared to get the investments. You can actually submit the application request for your project to get the funds. If you're an investor who would like to invest some of your money, you can actually invest your money into specific projects. Also at our platform, you're able to see separately the content block or module related to the objectives of the sustainable development and their introduction to your business. Also, there is another module, map of the infrastructure of the entrepreneurship, and the updated version of this map, where you can find the business organization for supporting business in your respective regions. You can find the information about more than 700 institutions operating over Ukraine who help to develop the business in this country. Also, we simplified the procedure of applying so that your institution for the support of business appear on our portal. Also, we have a lot of different new sections in this portal. Those are sectoral ones. That means that we have a separate module related to development of the growing business, female entrepreneurship, creative Europe. A separate page is dedicated to the program of Horizon 2020, and this is one of the popular European programs, which I kindly invite to be involved in, to acquaint yourself with the conditions, how you can actually be involved. And there is a special page dedicated to pandemic COVID-19, and within the framework of this page, we constantly update information regarding the quarantine restrictions, ideas, services which could be required for the entrepreneurs to live through such a difficult period. This module, together with all the updates already available on the portal Diia.Business, Gov.ua, and tradition, I would like to invite to this stage our strategic partners. By the way, the partners of this specific event today, the partners of the online components of the platform Diia.Business, the UNDP project in Ukraine, Personally, I would like to invite here Madam Manal Fouani, who is the permanent representative now UNDP in Ukraine, with the support of who many things became possible within the framework of the Diia.Business and digital education. I'm happy you have this opportunity to meet her personally. Madam Manal Fouani, you're kindly invited here.
It's very difficult to summarize what the United Nations Development Programme would do in support of sustainable development to Ukraine, but I can just very quickly try to summarize a few of the strategic partnerships that we work with the Ministry of Digital Transformation in Ukraine, whether for the Diia.Business or for advancing more inclusive, human-centered digital transformation in the country. I think it's quite impressive to see this market platform online interaction that happens between the different businesses, the different walks of life, as we say, or groups of the population that are benefiting from the services through the availability of online platform that the Ministry of Digital Transformation is working on. Let me take you a few steps back and for us to look collectively at why does UNDP or the United Nations Development Programme work on supporting the business environment in Ukraine. For us and for the government of Ukraine, but also for the people of Ukraine, we all collectively contribute to the Sustainable Development Goals or the Agenda 2030 that was agreed in 2015. We also all know that achieving the results of sustainable development, inclusive development, cannot be the responsibility of the government alone. And this is where it is important for us to focus on supporting businesses in Ukraine, particularly medium and small enterprises, because they are accounting for at least 4 million jobs in the country. And with COVID situation, the impact of on these MSMEs has been quite drastic, and it is essential that they avail or they find the support that should be available for them. Few words of strategic, I would say, considerations for the partnership with the Ministry of Digital Transformation. For the Diia.Business in particular, it is essential that we take stock of the human-centered approach. It is essential that we take stock of how the impact investment ecosystem, I would say, would be mapped, would be identified, but also would avail solutions for the micro, small, and medium enterprises to operate in the country. As I mentioned earlier, it is not possible at all for governments to be the only responsible entity to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals. And we talk globally, actually, we talk about a gap of $5 to $7 trillion needed to be to advance the Sustainable Development Goals in a country. In developing countries, these figures can go even higher and higher, and with the impact of COVID, we can face much more problems. Therefore, any micro and small and medium enterprise that would be able to contribute to such recovery in a greener and more inclusive manner, it would be essential for us. But we also know that the ecosystem for MSMEs investment and for impact investment is not as easy as it should be because of so many barriers that are available in many countries, including in Ukraine. And with the partnership with the Ministry of Digital Transformation, what we're putting in place is a platform that addresses 4 main issues in that sector. One is ensuring that those MSMEs understand better what sustainable development goals are and how can they further contribute to them and how can they advance sustainable solutions and inclusive development solutions in the country. They will also avail some self-assessment. They can find it online and they can check in an automatic manner their eligibility for impact investment. They would better understand also what are these measures and impact programs and projects that would be available to advance socially and environmentally sustainable projects. And at the very end, it will ensure with this platform that there is connectivity between the impact-oriented investors and the entrepreneurs to identify the bankable projects that we talk about. IFC mentioned in many research that the appetite for investors is there, but it's important for them to find and identify bankable projects. At the same time, in Ukraine, we have a fantastic solution that is already in place, which is the business membership organizations that could host a large number of SMEs and businesses working in the country. But at the same time, it's essential for us to put a catalog in place to map these BMOs, to identify their strength, to ensure that they are availing the advocacy platform, the partnership platform, but also the technical assistance platform for the MSMEs. And with that, the catalog will be available online to facilitate the communication between the businesses and the business member organizations, all through digital tools that are available through the platform of the Diia.Business. So we would like to thank you, the Ministry of Digital Transformation, for the strategic partnership. We thank you most because you are approaching this development in the country from a human-centric approach and from a whole-of-society approach, and we stand ready to support you going forward.
Дякуємо, дуже дякуємо, Манал, вам за ваш виступ і за вашу постійну підтримку. А для того, щоб
Thank you very much for your speech and your constant support. And we, as Minister of the Digital Transformation, actively cooperate not only with international institutions and donors, who we'd like to thank very much for their support. It's our pleasure to cooperate with businesses. It's our pleasure when we have the socially responsible business which supports the initiatives, which not only support but understand the importance of development of SME. Just to finish the first module, I'd like to invite here one more our partner, Marina Krasnopolska, Director on the issues of the policy in Ukraine and Moldova, because MasterCard company, which represents, has helped us with a number of online initiatives related to the development of SME. Please, Marina, we are waiting for you at this stage. The floor is yours. Thank you. Welcome, everyone. I would like to thank the Minister of Digital Transformation for the invitation extended to me to participate in this very important event. MasterCard is the huge technological company which works in the sphere of innovations, payments, etc., which unites more than 30,000 financial institutions. We work in Ukraine for 25 years now. Always we try to be involved in very important social and innovative projects. Diia.Business, generally speaking, this is the ecosystem, not just a project. We are talking about the creation of high resultive culture for each business, where each entrepreneur can very quickly get any information and use this information from the beginning when the idea is conceived for the development of their business, for the further perfection improvement. 98% business is the segment of SME. In MasterCard company, we always support those projects. In our turn, we create the services which, on the one hand, improve the technological character of the SME. We can also, on the other hand, offer the end user very convenient services. Of course, there are certain challenges we face, and we believe that only through the joint effort with major stakeholders, with major businesses, with the state, we'll be able to overcome those problems. We conducted the latest studies, and our conclusions that the most important factor for the selection of the entrepreneurship for 52% of Ukrainians is the factor of the, let's say, non-cash payments. And a lot of Ukrainians are not going to use these services if there are no option for the non-cash payment. We understand that only 38% of the SME in Ukraine offers such kind of payment. We have a great potential for further development of this segment, SME, for the further perfection of the information, for the education and training. That's why we have to pay a lot of attention to training. And we're again talking about the Diia.Business portal. Based on the results of the latest study of comparing the world economies through the prism of using this platform, the third business operations is in the shadow area. That's why the Diia.Business portal will teach the entrepreneurs to have new opportunities, to get quick access to information. And we, as MasterCard, we call upon official legal work and increase the level of the cash-free operations and transactions, and we are going to support the work of the Minister of Digital Transformation. We believe that such projects as Portal Business and training for the SME will only, let's say, make more powerful the development, sustainable development of the business in Ukraine. Thank you very much. Thank you, Marina, to you personally, to MasterCard company. We are going to expect, and we looking forward to our continuation of our cooperation, but please stay with us. We are going to have a very short commercial, and we are going to resume in 30 seconds from now.
Дія.Бізнес вже доступні безкоштовні онлайн-консультації.
Краще б запустили онлайн-консультації для бізнесу.
Better you have started online business consultations. Nesta has not heard, not knowing that the free consultation on marketing.
This is already on Portal Diia.Business. Is all best on Portal Diia.Business. Okay, dear audience, we continue our online conference. And I would like to remind you that all these three modules, which we told you before, the new modules already available on the portal Diia.Business UA, Diia.Business UA, and you will find 25 new services there. And we gradually switch over to the module 2, infrastructure, the Center for Supporting the Entrepreneurs in Diia.Business. This idea was born in our ministry 2 years back. We wished very much to create such a platform in such locations in each city of Ukraine, which would become the points of gravitation for the existing and future enterprises, which would really help provide consultations, prompt everybody how to act, demonstrate new opportunities, and provide new contacts with investors, with partners, with the potential clients and customers, because this is a normal and correct world practice to have such entrepreneurs support centers where anyone can actually address and apply for support. Let's say over the less than two years, we opened quite a number of new enterprises. I would like to start this new model, giving the floor to our strategic partner, who supports those centers, without the support of which we would be unable to open the first center, the second, and the third center. I'm talking about the Visa company. I would like to invite here Svetlana Cherga, the manager of Visa in Ukraine, Belarus, and Moldova, with a short introductory speech, and I would like to ask her to tell about our cooperation. Please, Svetlana, you have the floor. Okay? Yeah, there is one step, mind your step. So you have the audience. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Valery. It's my pleasure to be here to thank the Ministry of the Digital Transformation for the opportunity to take part here and to be strategic partner on such good initiatives on digital transformation. One should say that Visa company considers one of its global tasks to help business to become closer to customers through digitalization, through cashless tools that will help in future to develop the economies of different countries. Presently, we are very pleased to have taken part in strategic initiatives of the ministry. And on our side, we did everything possible to make phygital, this is a new term, combining physical infrastructure and digital channels, which can be used by entrepreneurs, to use new knowledge, to get new consultations, to find quickly new contacts in this country or in other countries. Of course, action Diia.Business helped to mobilize the efforts more, just to work with business. It is to be focused more. As Visa company, we also offer different initiatives and platforms to entrepreneurs, which would help to develop our country. One can say that on payment decisions we have made a solution tap to phone, which enables to make payments through smartphones. There is no need to take a separate, to have a separate terminal for the receipt of payments. We introduced several platforms on supporting small business. There were such initiatives as a 6 Next Empowerment Tools, where women leaders were able to present their projects, to have mentors, or to have additional assistance in the development of their business. There were many business springboards when we supported small enterprises which are fighting for their place under the sun and develop the business in our country. We are very thankful for this opportunity to take part, and we are ready also tomorrow be part of any initiatives that will help our businesses to be digitalized and to reach new levels. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Mrs. Svetlana, for your support. And now, an unprecedented talk is waiting for you. Unprecedented acquaintance with the directors of the center's directors. Few seconds we need to invite all to the floor. In half a minute we'll begin on air and we'll communicate with all in each cities of Ukraine where there are these hubs. Be connected. The business, but they would have started a free business school online. Sergei has not listened to the end, but having learned that there is an online business school, it's better to use it from the web platform Diia.Business as free exploitation. Online exhibitions. So, Ivan has not heard to the end, and there's on the platform Diia.Business. It's better on the platform Diia.Business. In the social media, it starts the free business school. Better they have launched the free business school online.
Так і не дізнавшись, що безкоштовна бізнес-школа уже в онлайні на порталі Дія.Бізнес.
Краще на порталі Дія.Бізнес.
Ну що,
Okay, are you ready to continue? Let's get acquainted with our centers. Together we are almost all directors of these centers. Look at this nice team. Particularly, these are the people who manage our hubs there. It's our luckiness to have them in our team. So much energy they invest in developing the centers. Difficult to imagine. Now we'll communicate and we'll get acquainted with each city briefly, and we'll learn about key results and plans of all in each centers. And we'll start with what? Of course, with the city of Kharkiv. Kharkiv is the first city where the Center for the Support of Entrepreneurs has been opened. We have Anastasia. Thank you that you have come today to us. I would like to thank that you have found time, that you have left your centers for your deputies and have arrived here for one day. Will you tell me how many years this center is functioning? So what are the visitors? What are the guests? What are their interests? Please inform. Thanks a lot for this question. As a matter of fact, it's a very important historical mission that we have become the first center. And our center is already a year and a half. It's very important that we have started an initiative just on December 1st, 2020. There were 3 lockdowns in that time span, but now that our team has become more mature, we have not been stopping, but we try to be more as efficient as possible. Over that time span, 11,000 entrepreneurs applied us, a bit more. We provided 2,000 consultations and organized over 450 events. Mostly mostly Kharkiv is the youth center of Ukraine, and accordingly we work fruitfully just to equip these young people that aspires to have this knowledge and to develop skills on entrepreneurship. On the whole, we have been listening attentively to all our residents, and we have integrated all our requests into our educational products. We have our supporters who visit us weekly or several times a week, and accordingly it's the guarantee of the quality-based consulting that we work strenuously to provide more skills to our residents. What are the key projects at your center that you might specify? Among strategic ones, we are very proud of all our training courses. Among strategic ones, I would single out a training course, Service Management for Drivers. The stock market of Ukraine, which provide every Ukrainian to become a player at this market. We involve to this activity. We train adolescents to be entrepreneurs. We have had already 100 graduates of this training course. Kharkiv is considered as a center of excellence. All centers that have been started later, their initiators visited Kharkiv. One of such forms is small consultative stands that can be placed or located in different locations. One of such stands is in the social co-working space in Cherkasy. Will you tell us more about? It's a good thing that the main component of this project is very unique and varying. Our center in Kharkiv is located in downtown and has over 300 square meters of space. Consultative stand has the space of only 8 square meters, but when get the initial consultation, and from March 1st over 300 requests were processed and over 100 consultations were delivered there. We propagate and believe that entrepreneurship is a skill. Very often we give the metaphor, it's like driving a bicycle. The moment you learn and you won't be unstoppable. The youngest is 7 years old and the oldest one is 72 years of age. We know for sure that each minor that has the smartphone is already a market economy player who needs to be included into that. Thanks, Nastya, that you keep this energy, keep this high threshold, particularly in Kharkiv. You display this good example for us. And center number 2 opened in Mykolaiv city. Hi, Ira. Will you tell us? Do you remember your very first visitor? We've opened a year ago. We were very motivated, very concerned, but we just tried to understand what first our visitor was a male, which was interested in what way he should register his entrepreneurial entity. Then we were able to answer. From the very first month we understood, particularly consultations on legal services, on accounting services are most relevant and popular. Okay, good statistics on Mykolaiv. And on the whole, what is a monthly number of your visitors? Those who would like to start their own business or people who have their own business or want to develop. I would single out 2 months, which I like most, which one can say. It's August and September. Starting from, in the time frame from August and September, we have opened our doors and we were visited over by 950 visitors, and we had over 1,000 requests answered. In August, we have had a skill improvement training course for 360 from the State Fiscal Service in Mykolaiv Oblast. These indicators were about these 2 months. And from the last August, we have got acquainted with the newly established Department of Tourism in Nikolaev. And then we understood that not much known about Nikolaev. We have the seashore, we have canyons, it's there, we have the city on 2 rivers. Well, it's already promoting it. To your city. Well, about what? We have created projects. We have created an application for a grant and have won the contest, and based on which we create the portal Nikolaev Tour.ua. And we have also had the meetings with entrepreneurs as well. And already for the next month, we have scheduled to organize the IT Specialist Forum. It's a good thing that you have chosen a separate area of activities, training for public services or the staff of the local self-government bodies. That is not only a support center for entrepreneurs, but a center of improving professional skills in Mykolaiv. In view that there are no other alternatives. It's a good thing. It's coming back to the formats which are available in the DESA, and there is another form, the form of the development of the entrepreneurships among the young people. Particularly, the center was opened for the first time on the basis of Kyiv National University, named after Shevchenko. And today we have Svetlana with us, the head of this center. Hi. How are you in the university? Everything is good. We are progressing. You see. I see there are new stories on your website. So yes, there are many requests. Will you tell us how the center helps the students and whether it helps students to develop their business and turn them into real business project? The uniqueness of our center is this based at the university, which has the form training for all, from school children to students. Mostly these are the teachers and students that develop the idea of entrepreneurial culture among our young people. They obtain real experience. On the basis of this center, we have quite many educational courses, among which there are master classes training on developing hard and soft skills from successful entrepreneurs as well as experts on business. On the basis of the center, we conducted a short training program during which teams of students were able to develop entrepreneurial skills, to remove the fears and doubts, what idea will be most working and with what to start one's own business. A similar training course was conducted accordingly for school children, during which participants could develop skills on finance, management, to create their creative leadership skills, and to feel themselves in the shoes of entrepreneurs. And one should pay attention as well that presently digital opportunities for business gain more popularity, and the security the analysis data. With this purpose, our center conducted a roundtable, Diia.Business, during the International Forum in 2020-21. All our visitors, accordingly, participants receive not only answers to questions, but they obtain motivation to be developed and to communicate in the environment of successful entrepreneurs. I've seen that many students, when successful businessmen attend, they come to classes. Doesn't it distract them from main classes? So these events are arranged in the extramural time. By the way, we have students not only from our students, but also from students from other universities. If students watch us, please platform Diia.Business on the basis of Shevchenko University. Please choose the schedule time, choose the time, and gain the consultations.
Моря.
I'd like to address our pearl near the sea, Alexander. What the picture in the winter in Odessa? Well, actually, it's very nice, superb. The question is the following: Odessa, and I always give your example as non-precedented case, unprecedented case. Maybe you can correct me. More than 20 partners have been united in local business. I mean, to implement this idea, business idea. So it's incredible. So how many partners you had and how managed to do that? You know, and this is an advice of those who would like to open your business. Actually, the center has been operating for 6 months now. Actually, next month we are going to celebrate this half-a-year mark. We have 28 partners today, and I would like to say that this is quite rich companies. Number two, we are talking about the building, construction, holding, and the companies dealing with the tourist development of our city. There are some kind of, different notes, etc., etc. I would like to say that this is a very good case how to consolidate, local business can consolidate and unite and join the efforts, unite the efforts, and to involve the whole region into this effort. And that's, if you're talking what we plan to do next year, 2022, one of our factors, this is the development of the amalgamated territorial communities, because the DES has 91 amalgamated territorial communities, a lot of different small cities and villages, and actually we plan this development for the next year. We plan Festival of the Craftsmen, the festival where a lot of different craftsmen are going to participate. And honestly speaking, we already have the information that this sustains all the chances to become part of the Expo 2030. This is a world-known conference, I would say, and platform where the majority of the countries demonstrate their innovative and technical let's say, projects and achievements, and Odessa is in the short list of those countries who can actually become the part of this large-scale exhibition. This is a huge amount of work which we try to get involved in, and already now we take care of the number of different measures and events, legal, related to different businesses related. So all the projects have some basis for their startups, and maybe by the year 2030, maybe those companies will be already represented in that exhibition. But this is impossible to do without all those partners which we have today. We are still open for the cooperation, and we are prepared to support not only business in Odessa but all other centers. Superb. And we are going to provide every support for your participation in 2030 fair or exhibition, because this is very important for our country. But you mentioned Festival of Craftsmen. I come from the city of Cherkasy. We have a lot of different craftsmen in different crafts in our region. If you need some consultation, you know who to address. But in fact, Odessa is multifaceted, so to say, city. Which kind of project, maybe some kind of demand, was absolutely unexpected for you over those years? Honestly speaking, when you're dealing with this Diia.Business, you expect this kind of a number of businesses, some kind of standardized maybe request or something like that. But actually, we have a big number of different projects, startups, and already existing projects. And I would like to say that some of the ideas, they deal with some of the development of the innovative ideas in the region as a whole. And some of the ideas are very impressive, and our team continues to communicate with those people and try to assess the value of each of the projects for a week, maybe some a bit longer. And, one of the interests in the popcorn, which does not use no vegetable oil, and they have a very good branding. For example, the cinema, the open-air cinema, which traveling actual cinema theater, which can travel all over Ukraine. Or quite recently, we approached with a request to, to help them to understand where they can have some kind of fundraising campaign. The Museum of Fire, I'm talking about. They're a very good example with local business, girls who started to popularize the local salts. They are already represented in the publication. By the way, you're talking about the testing grounds where each entrepreneur can test their products before they are going to move ahead. So this is really cool, because it's very cool that we develop the creative component, and this creative component can be heard in any city where we have such centers in Ukraine. Thank you, Sasha, and we switch over to the wonderful city of Poltava, where recently they opened this center. Alona, hello. Can you tell us about where people actually get to know about your center? Did you have, maybe you still have, some centers for supporting the entrepreneurs or something like that? Do you need all these things because you exist? You have been in existence a short period of time. Yes, we opened 2 months ago, and we actually had a very quick and impressive entry into the life of our city. We became the center of gravitation for the youth. And what is most important, in my opinion, we have become the center of confidence and trust. We popularized ourselves through the social networks and through the news, and then they started to recommend to their respective friends. I'm especially touched when the parents come to our programs, and then later they bring their children to some kind of entrepreneurial training programs, and I believe this is the highest indicator of the trust, because both the children and their parents and the adult persons come together, and the adult persons can recommend our programs to their respective children. Very good. What was the most creative idea which you have to implement? Because I cannot even catch up with you, because you have a lot of creativity here. And sometimes I get to know just incidental about your projects. What kind of projects you can talk about? The latest projects which we support, not only the existing ones, not only which are the beginning of the road, but those which have been already almost realized. This is the combination of classics and modern technologies. Smart cafeteria. The smart cafeteria, this is where they use the freshly roasted coffee grains, and our entrepreneur is seeking for investment. So if anybody is interested, you please you can contact them. And something which was a winner of the phase of the Diia.Business, and we supported this contest, to popularize those ideas in Poltava, so the local entrepreneurs could feel this support. We had an absolutely a crazy demand for this project, and I really root for those entrepreneurs personally. Thank you very much for your dedication. I remember the eyes, in the expression in the eyes of all your team. So thank you very much. So please keep up the good work. They write to me all the time, Alona, please be on the alert, etc. Now the turn is the city of Uzhhorod. A few words about the Uzhhorod Center. Is it already based on the university campus? What is your area you occupy, and how many events you already carried out? So a few words about your center. Thank you. We are the smallest. We are the small center in Ukraine so far, but over the time we've been opened, we had about 20 different events where the successful entrepreneurs shared their practical knowledge, and they gave the practical advices to our entrepreneurs and businessmen. Over the time of existence, we had some practical cases. We opened the cinema school and the scaling up of your own business. Despite the fact that we are based on the university campus, our events are visited by a lot of the operational businessmen and entrepreneurs. So the most popular is the actors mastership and skills, and it's very popular today. Very often they face the cases when they have to talk about their businesses, their projects to a big audience. Since we are very close to many different borders of the country, so a major focus will be on import and export our commodities from and to the foreign countries. In our region, the major problem is the labor migration of our youth to foreign countries. We would like to tell our young people that we can open their own business in this country and be very beneficial businesses. What the plan you have for the next year? A couple of words. We need to tell our young experts, young specialists, and also our plans include a lot of females who would like to try something new, who would like to tell something interesting, something novel. They come to us and they show their interest and try to teach them something new, to demonstrate new innovative projects in this country. Thank you, Alessia. Thanks a lot. Now we switch over to Bucha, and the territory-wise, very close to Kyiv. Maybe it was a pleasure to visit the technical open of your center last week. So my question is, already this December, very soon you are going to have the official opening, but technically it was opened a week ago. So what happened over the last week? Did you receive any requests or something like that? Good afternoon, Valeria. Good afternoon to everyone. Thank you very much for this opportunity to be involved in this Diia.Business event. Technical opening took place last week, and we already actively prepare ourselves for the official opening. But over the last 7 days, we actively worked and met with the entrepreneurs of our region. Both us and the entrepreneurs initiate such meetings, and that's why they have a special pleasure to come to us, to our center. What happens during those meetings? We show them our center. We tell them the opportunities, services we are going to offer to them, and maybe we are going to have some new projects for the future. And the local marketologists who work with the external market, they have the people all over the world. I mean, and we were interested to create a local team, that's why we initiated the training educational course for marketing, the major, actually the English language is one of the subjects we offer, and those who finish our course, they will actually stand a chance to get a job in this team. Very interesting. If you're talking about entrepreneurship in Bucha, take in consideration Bucha is very close to Kyiv territorially. So is there any specificity of your center? Well, actually there are quite a few, but I'm going to tell about our 3 major missions. Should I forget, please remind me. The major one is that we are located very close to Kyiv, and over the last few years we had a crazy boom in the construction, in positive things, that we had a lot of young specialists with very good training, with good professional skills. The negative thing is that many of those might still continue to find jobs in Kyiv. So our mission, first of all, to become the communicative platform where we're going to create different communities, and we are going to help the existing ones. And the results will be maybe the creation of adaptation and adjustment of our specials to our city, creation of new jobs, and search for new jobs. And also our commission, all of us, we know that we live through the closing stage of digitalization. We have a very powerful budget, and we can actually influence on the quality of our infrastructure. The taxes coming from our entrepreneurs is one of the let's say, financial lines, which feeds our business. And sometimes we do not have all the taxes because not all the taxes are paid locally. They are paid where they are registered, That's why the local businessmen who carry out their business in Bush or in Irpin or whatever in our region, they pay taxes in other towns or cities they used to live or in the capital city. And we have to understand how important it is to pay the taxes to the local budget and how it can impact the creation of quality infrastructure. And the third mission of ours is called the country of entrepreneurs. I believe that there is an idea which we entertained everybody understand that the SME is a prerequisite of the stable and sustainable economy. In addition to that, entrepreneurs in our country, this is a driving force towards different transformations and changes. We can see that all those businesses were created not for the funds of the national budget, but the businessmen funds. And another main mission idea of our center is to tell about the importance to be socially oriented business. I believe this will help our country and our communities to implement local and national scale projects. Thank you very much. I wish you a very bright and interesting December. Also, we had two more technical openings. One of them took place in Ternopil region. So I would like to turn the mic and ask a few questions to Ternopil representative. What plans you have? Thank you for your question and thank you for an opportunity given to me to be here today. Last week we had a technical opening on the center in Ternopil. We opened in the Modern Business 15 and very soon these premises will become the venue for different businessmen in construction, logistics, in the commercial sphere. So we gradually try to let's say to build our partnership with those partners and those who support the business in Ternopil region, and we offer some consultations. We already we are going to jointly implement this business idea in Ternopil region. Give us more context, please, Oksana. What businesses are most branding in the Ternopil region, if you have such information? Definitely, in Ternopil, we develop mostly SME business. Even in Cherkasy, they are going to have the craft fair or exhibition. We also can invite you because we are talking about the agriculture. We develop the SME in agricultural production, big and small manufacturing, the forestry, let's say the fisheries, etc., etc. Among those, we are talking about dairy business, the niche ecological and agricultural agrarian production, and we take care of the garden snails. And we are going to support those directions in our businesses. And also we are talking about the market of real estate because it's one of the major sources of investments. We were talking about those who live abroad. And we started to deal with the communicative and innovative technologies. This stimulates development of the domestic tourism. Of late, we are talking about some kind of event-based or medical tourism. Also, the astronomy develops very quickly. So we produce what we consume. So we invite everybody who is interested. And actually, next month we are going to open this center officially. Now we switch over to Kryvyi Rih. So, hello. 600 square meters for the center for the support of the entrepreneurs is very good. Why such a big area? What you're going to have there? Very interesting for us to know about that. We have a very big center which we just opened. There was a technical opening in the city of Kryvyi Rih, Diia.Business Center, and I would like to tell you that on this area, 600 square meters, but we are talking about one building, but it can be subdivided into two zones, which are joined together, combined together, technical zone, a favorable zone for our visitors who visited our centers. We received a lot of photos in the social networks. In the first zone, we have a very good, cozy cafe for our businessmen where you can meet different business partners and find potential investors. Next to the cafeteria, we have the co-working zone or area where we have 10 working stations, which meet the most modern international standards. Again, it's very good for some meetings, conferences, or just to work in this zone of co-working. Can you imagine in our city we have a special wardrobe, but just a second, this wardrobe is going to work in the fall and winter period as a wardrobe, but the rest of the year this is going to be turned into cinema hall with business content, which is of interest to our visitors. Another area, the center per se, the center proper, where we have the reception area, pop-up area where they can test different products. Also, we have the consulting zone and conference room for 75 seats. In other words, our center, as you can imagine, we are going to have different fora and different business events. And also in our center, you can find your potential partners, investors, and carry out different events. Thank you. Unfortunately, I could not visit the technical opening, but I'm going to attend to the official opening. You're most welcome. I can't even imagine the scope of the work you have to do and how many businessmen you can accommodate.
What is your call to entrepreneurs? Your center is the only one in your oblast, certainly. Presently, Kryvyi Rih city is a steel heart of Ukraine. Across the world, our city is known as the center of metallurgy and mining. But by opening Diia.Business Center, we would like to become the entrepreneurial center in Ukraine, for the number of entrepreneurs to grow every year in our city, for us to be at the leading positions in the ratings across the country. In our city, we are pushed to new initiatives. We have an ambitious goal. We would like to become a magnet which would unite small and medium enterprises in our city, of our oblast and Ukraine. And right away, an unprecedented way, because we'll see how in our how we will see in real technical opening in the city of Kremenchuk. Just I will greet the participants. Dear, my name is Yulia Tsibulska, and I develop entrepreneurship in the city of Kremenchuk. In the recent, I worked with one important joint project. Over that year, many events happened because of Valeria Ion across the country. Hubs for the development of entrepreneurship are opened, which aim to make your path to business more understandable with minimal risk. And today, on the 29th of November, we would like to announce the opening of the 11th on supporting entrepreneurship Diia.Business in the city of Kremenchuk. Now I'm in the premises of the comfortable space where all be working for entrepreneurs and because of entrepreneurs. I would like to thank our company, Visa, Huawei Ukraine, OLX, Ajax, local partners, Ukrtatnafta, Krukivsky Railway Carriage Building Factory that provided us financial support without which wouldn't be possible to not open. Would like to thank public authorities of Kremenchuk, Poltava, State Oblast and Station for this, manifesting the understanding for the development of this hub for entrepreneurship support in Kremenchuk. I would like to thank from all my heart to those who made charities to this, Alexei Movchan, MP, Yuri Shapoval, local deputy Dmitry Kravchenko, Alexander Yushchenko. We value your assistance and facilitation. In these premises, 80% of your services will be 70% will be free and 30% will be paid. With these funds will help us to maintain. We will be developing the digital economy, women's industry 4.0, which gives the increased volume of revenues compared with traditional types of business, which already losing the Diia.Business centers start developing entrepreneurship chapter in Ukraine because it is underdeveloped compared with the EU countries. By scaling similar countries across the country, we scale our common victory, we scale our opportunities, in our own wallets, we scale our country. We'll do it for sure for us. Let us do it together then. Thank you a lot for this direct contribution. Just think that with our family we had only three centers, and consultation centers and Cherkasy 4 centers already 11 in number. Twice the number has grown to support entrepreneurs. These centers were opened this year, and they are open to help local businesses to develop. I would like to thank all and each of our directors who found time to visit us here. All teams, all partners at which center, at these centers, which help to develop these centers. Stay with us. We continue our event, and please write your questions and apply to all these centers. A short advert, add time, and we'll come back.
Краще б запустили онлайн-консультації для бізнесу.
Не дослухала Настя, так і не дізнавшись, що безкоштовні консультації з продажів, маркетингу та фінансів уже в онлайні на порталі Дія.Бізнес.
Краще на порталі Дія.Бізнес.
А ми продовжуємо, щоб завершити.
We continue our event. As for the infrastructure block, I would like to invite to this floor yet another our partner, our strategic technical partner, who is helping with the development of the Entrepreneurship Center, representing Huawei Ukraine. Director Donai Bo, PR Director, we're expecting you at the phone. Huawei.
Please. This one and this.
Dear Miss Valili Yondan, ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure for me to join you today, and we are very happy to participate in Diia.Business project to help small and medium-sized enterprises in Ukraine recover from the epidemic and improve their competitiveness. Also, I would like to express our gratitude to Ministry of Digital Transformation for choosing Huawei as technical partner of Diia.Business project. Huawei has been operating in Ukraine for 20 years, and we are committed to bring the digital technology to every family, organization, and person in Ukraine, creating more values for our customers and partners. Supporting SMEs is one of our priorities because SMEs are the backbone of the Ukraine economy. They are central to Ukraine's long-term development strategy. But there are still huge gaps between SMEs and larger enterprises, gaps in digital strategy, talent, technology, and capability. So each organization has a unique set of obstacles to overcome. But research reveals a common trend that digitalization is propelling SMEs forward and enabling them to come back stronger with a competitive edge. So We think Diia.Business project is an amazing platform that brings government and business together. As a global provider of information and communications technology, infrastructure, and smart devices, Huawei is willing to share its experience in digital transformation to help Ukraine's SMEs stay competitive and go global. We hope to become a reliable partner in Ukraine's digital transformation, work together with partners to boost the ecosystem of SMEs in Ukraine, and make our contribution to building a nation on a smartphone in Ukraine. Thank you.
Thank you for your support. Дуже дякую за вашу підтримку.
Thanks a lot for your support, dear colleagues. And we continue, and we will be moving to the third block of our conference. We're gradually approaching to the end of the conference. Today we were talking about the Diia.Business platform, and today we've talked about the Centers for Support Entrepreneurship network. We've communicated with directors of these centers. We've seen their main results, and step by step we're approaching to the topic of the public authority, entrepreneurship and export promotion officer. Before diving deeper in these activities, to know more what are the priorities and goals of this office, I would like to invite to this floor those initiators, partners, colleagues, without whom the establishment of this office wouldn't be possible. And first and foremost, I would like to invite to this floor Mr. Alexander Arema, State Secretary of the Cabinet of Ministers of Ukraine, who is helping a lot and is taking care of developing SMEs, without whom money, projects, many initiatives wouldn't be possible. Therefore, I'd like to give the floor to Mr. Alexander. We were waiting for you. Good afternoon, dear colleagues, dear friends. Valeria, I would like to thank for your kind introduction. Indeed, we are talking today about a very important topic, about a very important area of activities, of forming policies, developing of entrepreneurship and exports. Without targeted, purposeful, integrated state policy, in this segment will be very difficult to achieve practical results. As a matter of fact, based on that and based on the experience of many countries of Europe, other countries where the existence of such institutions demonstrated to what extent the existence of an agency that would unite the state representatives of business, representatives of the civil society, international that could create a good quality product for representatives in different industries, could influence the formation of the new culture of entrepreneurs. When we talk what is included into the basis of the entrepreneurship and export development office, it's to form the new culture. We understand that at this stage, not only sufficient to create some tools. These are the tasks of our colleagues at the Cabinet Ministers and at the level of MPs. There are many initiatives, but very important to teach young people how to use such tools. In our conviction, and the task of the office to do in such a way for yet more Ukrainians to learn more opportunities created by the Ukrainian government, how to use these opportunities. And we look into some perspective ahead that we should move to for customers becoming younger, to work with young people, with school children, with students, for a quicker way that Ukrainians could understand there are such opportunities, there are such tools. Let's try and create a new culture of entrepreneurship in Ukraine. It seems to me, as a matter of fact, this combination, when there is a proactive standpoint, from the Ministry of the Digital Transformation, which provide present-day tools, platforms to be actively used by young people, it allows to reduce this threshold for entering into the entrepreneur's environment, to reduce some obstacles that existed in the past, simplification of access to resources, and these all to create a new eco-environment system in Ukraine. Therefore, I call on colleagues who work in the entrepreneurial sector, those who plan to be part of training programs, to be part of using different tools, whether of analytical character or of consultative character, which are already available on the office platforms, and accordingly to have the space for growth horizontal and vertically. And I wish you this success, this movement, and on our side we will facilitate for your steps to be successful, for your information which you need would be possible to obtain in a timely fashion, for you to be known wider in Ukraine and across the country. The office covers the issue of the development of entrepreneurship in the country, what we talk more about, but also developing exports. In what way those products created in Ukraine could become competitive, successful at European and global markets. I would like to sincerely thank for the invitation, for the opportunity to share this information, and I wish you success in your business. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Mr. Alexander, for your regular support. Thanks a lot. Well, dear colleagues, okay, we will continue, and without spare words, I would like to invite the next speaker, the acting director of the for the Entrepreneurship and Export Development Office, who would inform more what was the purpose of establishing that institution, what are requests to be submitted to it, what is real assistance that is providing to entrepreneurs. You will hear it by yourself. Andrei, I would like to give the floor to you. Thanks a lot, Valeria. Good afternoon, dear spectators, dear participants. I represent this office. As it was pinpointed later, in all countries there are agencies that will purposefully entrepreneurial efforts that help to export products. Today I would like to inform on the institution that appeared that is aimed to develop entrepreneurship and to help exporters to enter into foreign markets. In Ukraine, there were many initiatives. Speaking about the history, the office was established in 2015 to promote export. There were some in 2020 project Diia.Business, and our office is built on the foundation of all existing initiatives that were established earlier. The office collects many initiatives. Our main goal is to create particular useful programs, training programs, analytical tools to support business nationally and systemically. We are doing the development of the ecosystem to develop experts. In office, there are over 10 directions, analytics experts, access to finance, education support, digital transformation of business, and presently a few more directions are in the process of transformation. But on the whole, within the scope of this direction, there are many very useful services and projects and results. As you could see during today's presentation, results of the Diia.Business project were presented. Practically, the office is together here with the Ministry of the Digital Transformation. We will use this powerful project as a tool of the office to develop entrepreneurship. Also, with the field of experts, we have more interesting results. We have organized over 33 international trade fairs. We have created, together with partners, over 4 training launch standing programs for exporters where they can learn how to export their goods abroad. Also, there are programs for export managers to enhance their skills. On the whole, these programs value over $350,000. All these are where events and measures they have led to the situation that the over $40 million contract was signed in 2020. So, which will be the pride of our institute and the results of the work of our office. So, you might have question how the office can help my business. I would like to point out that Diia.Business project is at your service. All services that are on the platform, all services which are at Diia Hub Centers, 65 plus, 100 plus ideas for the startups, useful news, the content are available for you at the platform of Diia.Business. There are particular training programs to which exporters might subscribe. If you want to export your products overseas, you can, on the platform Diia.Business, find very interesting analytics to where one can export these goods. What are the goods? You can see what are the trends of consumption in Saudi Arabia or in Germany. Also, when you can undergo the exporting test. It's fully digitalized and allows you to understand. Also a range of free consultations, giving you opportunity to understand whether you are ready to export, which markets to choose better. As a matter of fact, there are many services at the office. At this QR code, you can find more information on what particular service we can provide for entrepreneurs in the field of exports, domestically. Therefore, I invite you to visit this webpage and to know what are the opportunities open for you. I would like to point out that all these results and our accomplishments were made because of our international partners, for what we are thankful to all. And we believe that our institution would become a powerful and reliable partner for entrepreneurs, and next year will make more cool, useful services for businesses. Thank you.
Thank you, Andriy. While we are waiting for the next speaker, Ms. Chloe, maybe we can switch over immediately to our next product, which you would like to tell us. I mean the draft concept of strategy. By the way, this is a very important element which we would like to focus your attention. But just a minute, whether our next speaker is ready to join us. Just a sec. Yeah, we are prepared to do that. So, Andriy, maybe a small pause for you, and I'm going to represent to you, to introduce to you the next speaker, Ms. Chloe Alia, Head of the Economic Cooperation, Energy, Infrastructure, and Environment, the delegation of EU in Ukraine. We are happy that our partners provide their support to us, and I would like to give the floor to Ms. Chloe, how the delegation of EU in Ukraine supports SME. Madam, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Valerie. Good afternoon.
I'm really happy to welcome all of you on behalf of the European Union.
To acknowledge the very important achievements of the Diia.Business Forum initiative and the very impressive efforts of our Ukrainian partners to improve the information and business support services to Ukrainian entrepreneurs. Indeed, the creation of the single entrepreneurship and export promotion office has become a noteworthy development, And it is a step forward in consolidating and strengthening the SME support infrastructure. It was very timely to sustain our and other development partners' investment into the piloting operation of the SMEs Development Office and way earlier into the Expert Promotion Office. It would be very important to ensure that the combined expertise of these offices is preserved, and also to further strengthen the delivery of meaningful and tangible improvement for the SME sector in Ukraine. From the European Union side, we are ready to provide further support as we consider the private sector and the SME development as a very important priority of our cooperation with Ukraine. And we stay committed to help business combat the consequences of the pandemic and to return to growth, to return to innovation and greater internationalization, in particular with the EU markets. I would like to say that through the EU for Business initiative, we will continue to help SMEs to get better access to finance, better access to markets and skills, and to improve the overall business environment in the country. The business environment reforms that are not implemented overnight, as you know, or within a year, but they are certainly very important roadblocks that are still there, or even some rollbacks, which we are perfectly aware of. However, we will continue to make small steps towards better regulatory and operating environment for SMEs, so that they can flow and reveal their full potential in Ukraine. As you know, from the European Union side, we are very committed to supporting Ukraine in its green transition. Ukraine has been supporting the European Green Deal since it was announced about 2 years ago, and we have a high-level, very active focus dialogue that we have launched last year on green transition with Ukraine. And I think it is important to reflect how we can best mobilize private investment and government financing together with donor support for the green transition in Ukraine. But as you know, it cannot be only the government that is responsible for financing the shift towards the green transition. Businesses also have a key role to play through investing in modernization of their capacities and processes, through investing in environmentally friendly technologies. And we think that the green economy offers opportunity for Ukrainian businesses, and we think that they can integrate into European and into international value chains because, as you know, the market for green products is growing. And there are some sectors like circular economy activities, when you think of remanufacturing, recycling, eco-design, that could become some new drivers for economy, for job creations in Ukraine. And it will be important to have a conducive framework in Ukraine and to promote green and sustainable business models in these sectors. And there will also be many opportunities for Ukraine and EU companies to work on innovation together and to benefit from a range of European programs. As you may know, during the last EU-Ukraine summit, Ukraine has signed an agreement to participate in the Horizon Europe and Creative Europe programs, and we expect that the negotiations for Ukraine to be affiliated within the single market program, in particular the COSME pillar, could start soon. And within the wide spectrum of this program, the EU is open to Ukraine, and we are committed to further supporting Ukraine SMEs as drivers for economic recovery, as drivers for growth and innovation. And finally, I'd like to say that Ukraine and European Union are important partners in trade and business, and there's a potential there that can be further expanded. But the business links and the access to EU markets will also depend on the modernization, on the upgrading of the Ukrainian production standards, and also on the commitments to sustainability principle from companies on both sides. So I really hope that we can work together to build a successful economic future in Ukraine where the SME sector can grow and thrive. And I would like to thank you and wish you good luck for implementing your plans and your ambitions. Дуже дякую.
Дуже дякую, Chloe. Thank you so much for your support.
Thank you very much, Chloe, for your support. Now, at this point of time, I would like to say a few words. As we, as a Minister of the Digital Transformation, are absolutely happy to work in a synergy with other ministries, and in particular with the Ministry of Economy. And I'm really happy today that I can invite to this stage and give the floor to my colleague, Deputy Minister of Economy, Irina Novika, who helps us a lot to develop entrepreneurship in Ukraine, especially in the development of the Office of the Promotion of Export and Entrepreneurship and other our initiatives. I'm really proud. It's my great pleasure to invite here to the stage Irina Novikova. Oops, microphone. Thank you, Valeria. It's my pleasure to be here to discuss the development of SME, because we know that development SME requires a lot of support in Ukraine, because the big business always can open any doors. That's why we passed a decision to create the single initiative to support and promote the entrepreneurship and expert, to give an opportunity to each small business in each remote nook of Ukraine to obtain real assistance, which would be highly professional, to get necessary skills and access to all the programs. We are talking about the institution which is going to concentrate implementation of the policy in the sphere of the entrepreneurship and the export promotion for SME. It's worthwhile to mention that different state institutions were united in this one institution. This institution will become the center of expertise and promote and give the help to all the entrepreneurs. We actively formed the policy in the sphere of entrepreneurship, and our top priority is development of SME. Development of the legislative basis, and recently in the Parliament of Ukraine they registered and passed the draft law on supervision and control. We are talking about auditing of entrepreneurship. Very important is the financial support of entrepreneurs, because of late the 579 program said to be very valid and valuable. We are talking about development of the institution. We created such an institution. With the support of the donors, we hope that this institute will implement the biggest number of the programs, different programs, all the way to the programs which will bring our enterprise companies to the international level, increasing the level of expert, and bringing all our small entrepreneurs to the international level. It's worthwhile to mention that about 64% of financing we obtained from the donors, which are our reliable partners in the development of such an institution. We are going to continue our contacts with them. In conclusion, I would like to say that today the priority of our ministry and our office is the formation of a new strategy of development of entrepreneurship for the next few years. We are going to focus our attention on the investments for new entrepreneurs and expert development, promotion and development of new infrastructure, because the Diia.Business proved to be very successful. And also we carried out and offered a lot of different services for each small business. And we believe that this office will become a reliable support for each entrepreneur and businessman in our country. Thank you very much, Irina. especially for your support on the part of the Minister of Economy. I would like to re-invite here Andrei Remezov. He's going to introduce to you the project of strategy of development of SME in Ukraine. Andrei, you again have the floor. Please tell us what is your strategy is all about. Thank you, Valeria. Speaking about the strategy of development of SME, today in our country there are a lot of strategic documents. But when we are talking about entrepreneurship, actually its share is 98% among all other companies and enterprises. And of course, entrepreneurs, they create new jobs. They create the economy of our country. And it would be fair to say that for SME, we must have a separate strategy. How we can talk about strategy today? We are talking about the strategic document which has been generated by the Ministry of Digital Transformation with the Ministry of Economy, with the support of Great Britain. Experts of the Kyiv School of Economy participated in this development, national and international experts from different countries of the world. And this strategy is the legacy of our community, and we provide the necessary feedback for the creation of this project. Today I would like to present a small part of this strategy, and then you can acquaint yourself with the full strategy and come up with your proposals. Speaking about the problems businesses faces today, number one, we reveal that this is traditionally low level of efficiency of governance. Also, the excessive tax burden, the lack of the qualified labor, the lack of employees, etc. And this problem is further confirmed by the research of the EBA and low buying capacity of our citizens. And those are the three top problems which were revealed and voiced by the entrepreneurs. And we thought that it would be worthwhile to develop a strategy, innovative strategy, which is going to include many progressive things. And strategy includes the vision and our strategic objectives and goals. There are specific ideas for development of the business entrepreneurship, proposals how further develop the business. There are a lot of useful ideas, initiatives. We are talking about the vision. And in my opinion, this is the most important component for any strategic component to be successful. That's the vision of this Ukraine and the entrepreneurs from all over the world, where they can easily and quickly open their businesses. And we support such innovations and initiatives, and they actually create the welfare of our society. We are sure that this vision can be used for this strategy. Of course, this vision can be broken down into 5 big strategic goals in different sectors. For example, one of those goals of the strategy is in the small business. We have to create 200,000 new additional jobs. We are going to increase the number of the businesses who are dynamically developed. Ukraine is going to join the first dozen, I would say, the most successful in business. Those goals can be further broken down in operational objectives and specific ideas, which have been voiced by experts, entrepreneurs, and general government of Ukraine and respective ministers. That's why you can today use this link and see the draft project, the draft document which I mentioned before. You can read more and see the most important ideas. Those are just the draft documents. We are open for any proposal on the part of the public at large, and also we had a number of different public discussions, and they had the site. Special sites where we gathered more than 50 participants of huge and small business of Ukraine, where the idea and the thought of each businessman, we heard each and listened and heard to each of them, and we included their proposals in our strategy. We are open for new proposals. We call upon you to write to us, to provide your comments. The strategy contains the contact points you can use, and together with the businesses association, we'll be able to create a high-quality product and strategy for entrepreneurs from entrepreneurs and from the government. And this strategy was created owing to our partners, which I mentioned before. And I believe Valeria will invite one of those for the introductory speech. Thank you very much for this information. We really expect that each of you will be interested in this the project. You can go to this, use this link and read more. We are very open. This is just our draft document, project. We are going to take in consideration your thoughts and your comments. Now I would like to give the floor to our partners, without who this strategy would be impossible. I'll give the floor to Katerina Andrushenko, Program Manager of the Foundation Effective Governance. Katerina, we are waiting you here, so we would like to ask you to say a few words about the importance of this project of strategy. So please proceed here. Everybody would like to see you.
Thanks a lot that you have invited to take part in such an energetic and very important event. It's a pleasure to see our partners, to see the representatives of other donor agencies presenting their interest initiatives. As for our role, the UGAP of the as well as the Fund of Efficient Management specifies one of its priorities: support of the SME is one of the economic component for the development. So the UGAP, one of the robust mechanism, is called Managed Fund. It implements a comprehensive program on supporting SME. Recently, the strategy was mentioned, the agency was mentioned on SME. Just entrepreneurship and export promotion, we try to work also at regional levels to develop, to support centers of support and business. A few words about the strategy on the development of SME. In our opinion, it's very important that we are living in pandemic times, when we were also affected by this pandemic. Very important to be focused. How can one change the SME operations? Through innovation, digitalization, and introduction of international standards, one can promote SME in the so-called value chain, and in switching over to new models to create long-term competitiveness. In view of the global focus mentioned by our colleagues from the EU delegation to resolve problems related with climate changes and changes in environment, the strategy should take into account of how to extend the access to long-term financial tools, the so-called green financing. As we know, women have an important role in SMEs. While developing the strategy is important, also there is the place for female entrepreneurship, and also interests of other vulnerable groups are taken into account. One should not to forget the representatives of regions. We see that they are very actively involved in the process, and they are interested in developing SME regionally. We would like to draw the attention to regions which are involved or affected by the conflict. This is an important aspect to be considered while developing the strategy. First and foremost, I would like to thank. It's only the start of our work. It's for sure. That's the commencement word. Thanks a lot, Katerina. We are approaching the final stage. I would like to point out that there are many initiatives which were able to perform together. It's also behind the Ukraine. We would like to give the floor to our partners with whom we work every day, shoulder to shoulder, and who help us indeed to improve the business environment and to create opportunities, new opportunities for SME. To this floor, I would like now to invite Benjamin Klin, Director of Sustainable Economic Development in Ukraine, GIS. Benjamin, we are waiting for you here.
Thank you very much. So good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be here, and it's a pleasure to have the opportunity to talk about what we are doing in on the topic that we are discussing today, small and medium-sized enterprises, entrepreneurship here in Ukraine. GIZ is a German government-owned company which is implementing development projects worldwide, and in Ukraine we have one of our biggest portfolios, actually, mainly on behalf of the German government and of the European Union. And this project that this initiative that I'm swiftly presenting today is exactly that, a joint action between the German government and the European Union and, of course, the government of Ukraine. So the project EU for Business, SME Competitiveness and Internationalization combines this funding from the German government and from the Ukrainian government, and it aims at improving institutional and regulatory framework conditions for small and medium-sized enterprises in Ukraine. The overall budget is 24.5 million, so I think we have a quite significant contribution here, and we work in 5 key components. One is strengthen the regulatory and administrative capacity of institutions which implement and elaborate trade and export support policies in Ukraine. Secondly, removal of administrative and technical barriers to trade. And then 3 other components which are much more near to the business environment: the cluster promotion, local economic development on local level, business support infrastructure on local level, and finally business intermediary organizations that help Ukrainian enterprises, small and medium-sized enterprises, to innovate, to export, to grow. Our target group, small and medium-sized enterprises, smaller than 249 employees, with the aim to sell products on international markets, especially, of course, the European Union, as the European Union is one of our key donors. And there are some general focus areas that we have: women's entrepreneurship, of course, innovation, and export. What have we done so far? Also in the previous projects that we have done, and exactly with the organizations that have also been presenting today. First of all, the export web portal, that is also included in the Diia.Business platform. And it has an international and a Ukrainian version. The Ukrainian version aiming at Ukrainian SMEs who want to export, the international version aiming at the international audience which wants to cooperate with Ukraine. Secondly, we have very much supported also the Export Promotion Office, and we still do so, and now it's not an Export Promotion Office anymore, but the Entrepreneurship and Export Promotion Office. And this is exactly what has been presented earlier today. And we have worked here together with the colleagues to support the institutionalization, to set up the export web portal, and we are continuing to do so in the future. And I would like to highlight a few small things that we have also done beyond this scope of things that have been presented earlier today. One is, where are we working on cluster promotion? Where are we working with business intermediary organizations? It's actually all over Ukraine. And you can see that we have now worked in that we're currently working with 26 clusters from different sectors all over Ukraine, from the west to the east. And I think that is quite impressive when we see also when we see the variety of the Ukrainian business landscape that we are addressing here. And then we are working with cities, mainly cities in the size between 100,000 and 250,000 participants. And we have selected so far 19 cities that we directly address and that we have directly worked with. And some of them you can see on the slide that you have on your screen. And lastly, the topic which has been dominant over the last 1.5 years, the COVID pandemic. And we have set up a scheme which we call COVID-19 business clinics, together with business intermediary organizations all over Ukraine. And it has been a great success so far. We have had more than 4,900 participants in these business clinics, training them, working with them on growing out of the pandemic, on setting up their business model to a way that can also be done in the pandemic. And this is just a little glimpse of what we have been doing, and we are very much looking forward to continuing our support to Ukraine, to working together with our Ukrainian partners, to working together with the colleagues of Diia, to working together with the Entrepreneurship and Export Promotion Office. And I would like to thank everyone for our good cooperation. If there are any questions, please feel free to get back to us. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Benjamin. It's not only just a little glimpse, it's a very little glimpse of what you do, because GIS project supports a lot all of our initiatives and also has lots of its own projects. Тож переходимо далі до
Now we are moving to our next speaker, and it's also the representative of our donor strategic partner, Maxim Boroda, UNDP project, enhancing the small and medium-sized enterprise, to whom I would like to give the floor for Maxim to inform more about all projects that probably stayed outside the limelight, but so because of the shortage of time, I will focus on only pinpointed initiative where we most closely cooperate with the Ministry of the Digital Transformation, also with the Entrepreneurship and Export Development Office. The first, our major initiative implemented within the scope of the project supported by the Swiss government on developing the leadership program for business association. It's a kind of combining of coaching and training aspect. We train leaders or business associations and their members. For why I say about this today? Because this training program, aside from offline modules aimed at our partnership organization, also has a potent online component, which is accessible for a wider range of business associations, for their members, and for the entire environment of SMEs. And we are focused on the development of the business associations as on their corporatization, one may say. The topic is certainly relevant for our targeted audience. And this training will last till next August. Therefore, there is still time to become part of them. It is introduced together in partnership with Kyiv-Mogillar Business School. Therefore, you can follow this information through their website. The next initiative, piloting of pairs of the umbrella brand Organic Ukraine, that which are not yet powerful organization to do it independently. On the basis of a business association, we pilot a brand that would unite big and small producers and would enable them to export jointly. Under the pilot project, we are focused on the agriculture and the food industry, and then doing the business of this business association as Organic Ukraine. We commence such as a brand Organic Ukraine hub. It will unite not less than 30 enterprises of SMEs, particularly with the involvement of women, and will be focused targetedly on the markets of the EU and the UK. If this project is successful, then next we plan to replicate this success, and even those who are not part of the agriculture and food industry, probably next year will be able to use this initiative and to join these clusters and associations. The final element which I would like to speak about, Andrei Remezin recently presented the project strategies to support SMEs, and we, UNDP, has participated in its development in a very interesting way through supporting the foresight at a kind of a structured initiative that would enable to forecast the future and involves into this production the representatives of all stakeholders. At our session was attended over 70 representatives of business associations, leading experts, public officials. We have also held business just online survey where the representatives of businesses were surveyed on priorities in developing and supporting SMEs. As a result, all findings we did based on the foresight were included into the strategy for supporting SMEs. What was the purpose of doing that? To create a new strategy, be inclusive, be based on facts, be based on evidence, be based on analysis, and be sustainable for future. These are not only nice words as puzzle words. Some tools are in the backbone which allow to structure the strategy and to fill it accordingly. Thank you for your attention. I see, Emily, I hoped to do it quicker. If there are questions, we'll be ready to answer them. Thanks a lot, Maxim, for the regular support of the UNDP. And I would like to give the floor to our next speaker. The speaker, who is the head of IT startups, USAID competitive economy, Valery Dobrovolsky, who will inform about some initiatives which we are implementing together with the USA, the initiative on frontiers, and other educational initiatives where the SAP program supports us. As they say, the floor is yours. For the entire 5 minutes, with the Ministry of Digital Transformation, we have many fields cooperation, as we are just reduced by time. And the first one, the Entrepreneurship Institute, together with the Ministry of Digital Transformation, with the Ukrainian Foundation of Sauras, teach entrepreneurship to all Ukrainians across Ukrainian regions at the level of students. And the startup and innovative management, it's the basis on entrepreneurship where thousands of students are studying. It's not only they learn the theory together with lecturers, so they form teams with lecturers and they go in training courses, they validate the things they learn. Now, IT expert evolution, we introduce it with the entrepreneurship and expert development just to systemize their expert knowledge, although they work, but with small and medium-sized enterprises, it's more difficult to work with that. Therefore, 117 SMEs are part of this program. One can join to this program through a QR code. It gives the C-level knowledge to people, shapes a new framework to improve the quality of work with clientele. And the basic program is the On Frontiers program. That's a network of over 30,000 experts, seasoned experts for Ukrainian SMEs. As you see on the screen, that's Fortune 500 use services of On Frontiers. It's a pleasure that Ukrainian SMEs might have access to the level of these services because of the involvement of the ministry and the office and us. So I would like to inform how it might be useful to you. And so, what is the value might be from On Frontiers consultants? And for you, 3 categories I see when the company is being developed. The company faces many organizational aspects. The company works towards creating some products that might be check the strategies of this product, how it is positioned to marketing, pricing, branding, comparison, the markets, and the main component markets to which you go. That's therefore the knowledge of regulation, tastes, trends. Other aspects is what is very difficult to have in-house, and it's not necessary to have in-house. It's not quite reasonable.
Let's consider different cases for you to better understand how it can be used by you. We have a case of the Western Ukraine enterprise. They actually produce a lot of dairy products, mostly the cheeses, and actually they do not differ in taste or in brand, but the company has very good technological engineers, etc. You know, these companies, they thought what to do, to change the different level of data. They actually provided, or they took care of through consultations, and they viewed the situation in the company and the situation in the market, and actually they gave advice to this company what to do and not to do. They implement the strategy, and they are doing everything along those lines. Another case where the company is in trade segment, they are taking the client for the networks of different hotels. The most modern skyscraper in Kyiv, for example, they successfully introduced this concept, and they thought what to do further on because the market is very competitive. So again, if you're talking about the network of the hotels in the United States, and they explained how they view the suppliers of the furniture, for example, for those hotels. And as another expert explained how they work with the corporate clients. And the third consultation was with a major company like in our Ukraine, but from Italy, which for 2 years has an access to the market in the United States, and they could honestly say what worked, what did not work. So you have to take the business case, describe it properly, and use this QR code, and you can see how this consultation can help you to be more successful in the market and have more customers and clients. This is our message to you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Valery. You forgot to mention the university, the Entrepreneurship University or something like that. Maybe next time. We do not have a lot of time. We have a lot of different initiatives which we implement together with the competitive economy of Ukraine. Now I would like to give the floor once again to Katerina Andrushенко, Program Manager, the Effective Efficient Governance company, and she's going to talk about more initiatives which we implement together jointly. And once again, thank you very much, Valeria. As I mentioned, the support on the part of the government of UK is a comprehensive one. We try to cooperate with the government very quickly. This is one of our advantages. Speaking about the strategy which we support, we already mentioned that, and we talked about that. One more support of ours is support for the Agency of Development of Entrepreneurship and Expert. It's our pleasure that this agency is supported by two different agencies. We are talking about the cooperation between the two, Ministry of Economy and the Ministry of Digital Transformation, which is the initiator of this office, this agency, and we do hope that owing to such a start, this entity is going to be successful in the future as well and create necessary grounds for successful development of SME in this country. Also, we would like to tell about the pilot program which we launched with Minister of Digital Transformation last week, program of support of SMEs. Within the framework of this program, we are going to select several companies which would have the potential for the further growth. We are going to provide them with the free of charge consultations, market and development of business models, which further will help them to grow in the future. We also hope that the program, which is today a pilot program, will not remain a pilot one, but a full-fledged program for the development of SMEs. Another information about this, another program. According to the information of our experts, 2 days before we stopped to receive the requests, we had quite a lot of actually requests. That means that this has a red demand. Another program of the Great Britain government, development of the central network, where our experts will help the Diia centers to provide this necessary support for SMEs, etc. As you can see, we have quite a number of different programs, but as I mentioned at the beginning, We try to quickly respond to the demands and requests of our partners, Ministry of Digital Transformation, the Ministry of Economy, and we hope that we are going to have even more pilot programs like that in the future. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Katerina. We are almost done for today. We almost reached the end of our conference. We have a lot of speakers. I lost the clicker somewhere, so maybe, okay, here it is. This magic wand. So, dear audience, today we got a lot of information about Diia.Business, about the results, about the modules which are accessible to all of you at our portal. That in Ukraine we have already 11 centers for supporting Diia.Business and entrepreneurs, and we are not planned to stop at that. This number is going to grow in the future. We got to know about the state office for promotion of entrepreneurship and export, the history of its creation, how you can actually make use of that. We know that we have the project of the development of SME, which is this draft document, which is you can have an access to. There are a lot of different other projects which we didn't mention today, but very soon I believe we are going to talk about those very soon. So please follow us in the social networks. Also, I would like to thank all our partners, not only international institutions and donors, but also the businesses who help us a lot in implement our Diia.Business. You can see their names on this screen. Which owing to them, the opening of those centers, different regions of Ukraine became possible. We are open for cooperation, so please, should you wish to help or be involved in development of SME in this country, we are open for cooperation with business. We would like to sincerely thank you for all the support you give to our project. And in conclusion, this event wouldn't be possible without the team which on a daily basis for the last 2 years has been working on creating the ecosystem for development of entrepreneurship. I would like to invite here all the team members of Diia.Business here to this stage for you to see the faces of all of them. Everyone, both the managers of the centers and the team of the Minister of Digital Transformation, the Office of EEPO office, and all the people who are behind the scenes, usually beyond the curtains, so to say. So I'd like to thank you for all your support, which is actually very instrumental in our work, for your drive, for the happy we have here together with you. So please send us all your comments and proposals. I believe this team deserves a round of loud applause. And I wish everyone a very productive, fruitful week, and we are going to meet again. Bye-bye.